Welcome back, my dear students. So let's get to work right away. So let's start using Mongoose to connect to our database, which is something very useful. Okay, we don't even need to use this Mongo client file here. Okay, so you can just comment that out if you like uh, this Mongo client code. Instead of saying code, I say file all the time, right? So let's install the Mongoose. Mongoose. Strange name, but that's what it is. Make sure that it is in your package.json, and let's go and connect to it. First thing is requiring this big guy, right? And then we say require Mongoose, right? Next step is connecting to it. Simple. Connect. Now here we need our first parameter here to connect to our wannabe animals database. And the nets, we need to pass a parameter here because they have deprecated some the way we used to connect. We used to connect just doing this before. Now we need to specify the client and Mongo client. Enter, and this will be true. Here is giving me an error. It says is a Mongo. Oh, it doesn't look right. Let me see. There we go. Hi, welcome, my dear students. So I'm interrupting the course. This is Edwin from the future because I want to make you aware of something. In some of the lectures, you're going to see me using this code right here. Use Mongo client equal to true. One of the reasons we were using this is because on version 4 of Mongoose, if I go to version 4 right here, like this, we have some deprecated code that we needed to deal with. So the developers gave us, this code here to use so we can kind of put a patch on the issue. But after version 5.0, okay, of Mongoose, we don't need this anymore. So every time you see me or you see the code that has this, just delete it if your version is over 5. Okay, and most of you should not have a problem with this. But make sure that you don't have that use Mongo client true anymore because you don't need it. Now, if you want to check for outdated packages, let me clear this out. You can do npm outdated like this. And that's gonna scan all your application and tell you something needs to be updated. Mine does nothing needs to be updated. But if for some reason I had a package, let's go back to version 3 here of this package. And guys, do not worry if you don't see the same code in your screen. Later on, you're gonna have all this. Remember, I'm from the future. So I'm gonna do npm update here. Okay. And that's going to reflect the change that I created here. Okay. So let's wait for it. Because it was doing a couple things, so it took a little bit. But you see, it says remove 3 packages and updated 1 package. Okay. So now if I do npm outdated, I just wanted to show you that. You can see now that it tells me, listen, the latest for this package for express file load is 0.40, and you got this one. So if I do npm update, if I change this, let's go back to 4, and I do update or install, we're good to go. Okay. I just wanted to show you that. So make sure that I use Mongo client true. It's not there if your version of Mongoose is over 5. Okay? So you can go back to your lectures now. Take care. Remember to take that off if you see it in another lecture. Bye. Okay. So if I run this like this, Noman app, you can see that something is happening here. If for some reason this wasn't able to connect, it probably would give me an error. Let's see. doesn't give me an error yet because we don't have anything listening for that. So let's go ahead and attach some listeners so we can detect when it has an error. So first, let's go and play around with the connection. I'm gonna use this once method here to attach a listener. So when the connection is open, I want this to give me some type of message. Remember, this is just an arrow, fact function. They call it the fact arrow function, but an arrow function. And I just want to console log connected, just like that. Now it's already giving me all this ugly typos here because I'm not using ES6 configuration in my IDE, and it should correct that in a minute. There we go. So when it's open, it gives me, it's going to give me this information, but I also want it, let's chain together a on, and here I'm just going to say, if you see an error here, let me know as well. Now keep this in mind that I'm not making this up. This is something already built in. Okay, so it already knows that this is the name. This is not a name that I'm making up. I can't go ahead and say, oh, listening for opening connect error event listener, right? An event, listen for an open event. I cannot say that. Opening event. This is an open event and an error event, just the way I'm writing it. All right, so don't go and write something else in there because it's not gonna work unless they already made some other names for it, right? So here I'm just gonna say, well, just console log something. I'm just gonna say could not connect, and I can pass an arrow here like this, or I can just concatenate it if I wanted to. So let's go ahead and run this. Oops. Let's run this, and you can see that it's connected. If I had some type of error here, come back here, and there we go. Right there. Could not connect right there. Could not connect. And then I got this whole object of errors. All right, cool. All right, there you have it. This is how we connect using Mongoose. Pretty simple. And guys, don't get discouraged or don't overwhelm yourself with this. This is going to become a lot easier later on once we start creating a really awesome project. Okay, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next lectures.